Hello. Over the past few weeks, I've been working on a few different videos, none of which have come to fruition, unfortunately. I have been working diligently on the PlayStation Magazine series, and I've been trying to figure out a way to not run into these roadblocks so much in future, which is why I'm making this video now to explain that. First, I tried making the PlayStation Magazine issue 13 video. And basically, before I took quite a big break from doing the magazine vids, I was messaging quite a lot of people for collaborations to do the reader letters section where people record their voices as if they were the readers writing in to the magazine in the letters section. And I conceived that as a way of showcasing retro gaming channels that I like, boosting small channels, and just generally collaborating with other channels because I think that's a great thing to do. But I thought that I had the voices for issue 13, and it turns out that I didn't. So I've been frantically messaging people this week. I am still in need of collaborators generally. Like I've decided to be way ahead if I can. So I have people working on the letters for issue 15 right now. But that's not to say that I will always be ahead because in the past I've had people say yes, they're definitely on board and they'll send me an audio file within a few days and they just never got back to me at all. So I'm opening it up to anyone basically. It was never really closed, but if you want to collaborate on this channel, whether you're another YouTuber or you just randomly want to do it, I'm really wanting people to come in on this and make sure that I've got enough recordings to continue the series because my goal is to put out one magazine a month and one demo a month. Which leads me to the other issue we've been having is the next demo is demo 11, and some of these demos are weirdly incompatible with PlayStation 3, and then sometimes I've done it where I've used the PS2 to record, but then other times that doesn't seem to work either. Sometimes you can emulate the demos on the PC, but then other times you get weird glitches and stuff just doesn't look right. It all starts with this little gadget here, a very overpriced piece of equipment, the Elgato HD60. This comes with some software that is buggy as hell. I hate it. I wish I'd never bought this. I actually got a partial refund on the HD60 because it said on the description that it could capture PS3, and that is not true in any sense. Well, it is true, but only if you buy another piece of equipment, some sort of HD splitter, such as this one, which I bought. This basically bypasses the HDCP, which blocks any recording devices, basically, from recording the HDMI signal from the PS3. And it was introduced as an anti-piracy measure for people who wanted to record Blu-rays and things like that. But they didn't take into account that people would want to record themselves playing their games because modern gaming is shit and companies don't know what they're doing. So this little device is one HDMI in, and then it splits it to two HDMI signals, and that gets rid of the HDCP signal. One goes to the TV so you can see yourself playing, and the other goes to the Elgato capture card. Now, because of the bugginess of the software and because whatever reason really, this is really unreliable as a way to capture things, and I think it's something to do with the resolution of games. Like if a game is playing at a certain resolution, the Elgato will freak out and capture like 5 seconds and then go off. So for whatever reason, this method on the PS3 was not working. So I did a bit of Googling and decided it was necessary to invest even more money in these silly converters. And I got this HDMI converter, which is literally just one in, one out, but you can split off the audio if you want. And this has worked really well so far. Unfortunately, this has not fixed an issue with a specific demo on this disc crashing. I'm hoping that the PS2 will be able to run it fine. I have not yet tested it. But this leads me to another thing, which is how I capture PS2. I got a component converter which outputs HDMI, and this works perfectly fine for PS2 games, and I'm pretty sure I've captured PS1 games with this as well. However, certain PS1 games don't capture properly. And again, I think it's to do with the input resolution, because the PS1 had a lower resolution generally. So I tried Googling for a solution to that and decided I was going to jailbreak my PS2. And then that led me to also jailbreaking my PS3 as well. For the PS2, I got this unofficial GameStar network adapter, which basically you plug in a standard internal hard drive. Got just a 500 gigabyte one, which was really cheap. And then you can launch games from the hard drive. To put the games on the hard drive, I got this USB to hard drive converter thingamajigger. USB 3 to IDE/SATA. So what I'm going to try running the demo from the PS2 specifically is forcing the resolution to 480i, which I believe is the max resolution that the PS2 can output without otherwise upscaling. But that should fix the issue with this converter going to HDMI, because I think that when you plug in, this is expecting a 480i signal, or at least it's expecting a certain level of resolution. So when it's below that, it's just outputting a blue screen basically. So I've probably spent way more than I wanted to. I actually hate having to buy all these ridiculous converters just to be able to capture video game footage. I wish there was a simple, one fits all solution. But in buying these, I hope that I'm now in a position where I know for a fact I can just put a demo disc into the PS3, and if that doesn't work, swap over to the PS2. I can capture either of those with no problems. And yeah, it'll just mean everything will go a lot smoother, and I'll be able to put these videos out on a more regular basis. In terms of the magazine collection, I have been buying a couple more here and there. Here's issue 97 of the magazine. I'm still missing the vast majority of magazines from 90 onwards, and they are proving an absolute nightmare to even find on eBay, let alone at a sane price. Once I get these next couple of episodes sorted, I am also going to be working on a section of the website, theretroperspective.com, which will list all of the magazines and show the cover of each one and some information on each magazine, and maybe some scans as well, which will hopefully help fellow collectors to know what it is they're looking for, and even just for other people that are interested in the magazine. It's also a shame that I've had to mess about with the capture stuff and everything else, because I'm halfway through a script that I'm really happy with so far on Like a Dragon Ishin, but I'm not sure when that video will come out yet. I do know that it won't take me long to finish that one up, because it's flowing really smoothly, as that game was friggin' awesome. But whichever video it may be, I will definitely have another video ready for next week. So cheers guys, see you next time.